So, good morning children, good morning to everybody. So, is my voice audible to you? Okay. So, let us start again a new chapter from today onwards. Good morning to everybody. Now, let us start a new chapter. I think in the last class, till last class, we discussed about plant kingdom, right? Yeah, from today onwards, let us go with the morphology of flowering plants. So, as per our agreement, as I said, I'll keep the chart open only first 5 minutes, and again it is opened in the last 15 minutes. So, I am asking the YouTube technician to stop charting. Okay, so you can stop now. Now let us go into the details of today's discussion. So as we discussed, we are now going with morphology of flowering plants. So here flowering plants are nothing but angiosperms. Angiosperms. So we are discussing morphology of flowering plants. Let us see what is morphology. Morphology, morphological details. Morphological details in the sense like how the root system is existed, shoot system is existed, and leaf, flower, fruit, seed, everything. Both their external features and internal features, both comes under morphology. That means morphology is again including external morphology, internal morphology. What is external morphology? External morphology gives about external details of a flowering plant. Internal morphology is also called histology and anatomy. What is it? Histology and anatomy. That tells about internal details like what are the different types of tissues present in the body of a plant or body in the structure of a organ, and what is their organization, like tissue organization. All that details we are going to discuss under internal morphology. So both comes under this morphology. Understood? So as I said, now in morphology, first here I am discussing about the external morphology, like external details. So if you take the external morphology of a flowering plant, so a flowering plant shows two types of system in its body. One is root system and other one is shoot system. Now this is shoot system and this is root system. Now listen to me carefully. This root system, say for example, if you take a seed contains seed coat and embryo. What are the structures present? Seed coat and embryo. Now this embryo contains an embryonal axis and one or two cotyledons. One or two cotyledons. So let me explain what is this embryonal axis and cotyledons. So there are two kinds of embryos again we have. Let us take first dicot embryo. A dicot embryo contain, now this is embryonal axis and these are cotyledons. This is one cotyledon, this is another cotyledon. Now this embryonal axis again contain two growing tips like plumule and the other one is radical. Plumule and radical. Now from here to here is embryonal axis. This embryonal axis is also called thigellum. What is it called? Thigellum. The embryonal axis is also called thigellum. Whereas if you take a monocot embryo, let us take monocot embryo. Monocot embryo also has a embryonal axis with a single cotyledon. How many cotyledons? Single cotyledon. The single cotyledon of grasses is called scutellum. Of course, it also has plumule, it also has radical, but this possesses some additional structures. Plumule is covered by a protective sheath called coleoptile, and the radical is also protected by another protective sheath called coleorhiza. Listen to me carefully, don't get confused. So plumule is protected by a protective sheath. What is this protective sheath called? Coleoptile. Radical is also protected by a protective sheath. It is called coleorhiza. And cotyledon of grasses is called scutellum. scutellum. Now let me give some more clarity about what is this cotyledon. Have you seen groundnut seed? Groundnut seed. Peanuts, groundnuts. Groundnut means peanut. If you crush the groundnut seed, you are going to get two pieces, right? That each piece is called one cotyledon. How many cotyledons now present in groundnut seed? Two. Hence it is called a dicotyledon. It is called dicotyledonous seed. Whereas take a rice grain or jowar grain or any other grain like cereals. If you take a jowar or rice or sorghum, jowar or sorghum, both are same, or rice or jowar or wheat, if you crush it, are you going to get two pieces as we get in case of groundnut? No. Why? Because that seed has only one cotyledon. Only one cotyledon. If only one cotyledon is present, it is called monocot embryo. It is monocot embryo. Whereas if it has two cotyledons, it is called dicotyledon. Dicotyledon. That means the seed contains two cotyledons. Di means two cotyledons. The seed has two cotyledons. Monocotyledon. The seed has only one cotyledon. So So here only one cotyledon and here is two cotyledon. In case of dicot, say for example groundnut, take once again. As I said, groundnut seed, if you crush it, you are getting two pieces, right? Each piece, that cotyledon, appears to be bulky and fleshy. You know why? Because that stores food. That cotyledon stores food. Hence, it is bulky and fleshy. Understood? Whereas, in case of monocot embryo, particularly in case of grasses, what is this cotyledon also called? Cotyledon is also called scutellum. This scutellum is thin and does not store any food. It is not concerned with storage of food material. And food is stored in another nutritive tissue, of course. It is called endosperm. Don't ask me now what is endosperm, how is it stored, how is it formed. Don't ask all those details. You are going to know much more details about how exactly the food is stored in case of monocot seeds in your offline classes. Just I am giving you basic details that you have to remember. Don't go in depth. Like some people already had some, exposure to this terminology in their 10th class or 9th class or 8th class because they came from foundation. But many of them here, they are not exposed to any foundation classes. That is why this foundation is very important for everyone. Even those who had their foundation classes in lower schooling, but still in my discussion, I can certainly say that you are getting some new terminology and new information, and you maybe get clarified still much more clarity. Much more clarity you may be getting in particularly in some aspects which may not be given in your lower classes. Okay, so that is why these classes are very important. Once you come for offline, you will get still more details and with much more clarity, because in our offline classes we will be going very slowly and we will be discussing just 1 or 2 paragraphs per day, not like your 10th class. In 10th class, the teacher explains the whole page or 2 pages in one day, or the teacher just draw the diagram and sit on the chair and ask you to copy the diagram. Here we don't do that. It is not like that. The teaching methodology, the way we approach you and the way we make you to follow us is entirely different from your schooling. Okay, so just to make you to adapt to the teaching styles of the college level, these foundation classes are run by the Sri Chaitanya management. Okay, now come back to our discussion. Have you got the clarity now about dicot and monocot embryo? In case of dicot embryo, we have 2 cotyledons. In monocot embryo, 1 cotyledon. No, you know why I am discussing all this? Though it is not linked to our present day topic, but still I am explaining all this because this terminology is important here. Radical and plumule. Now come back. I said in angiospermic plant, you can see 2 kinds of systems. One is root system and other one is shoot system. Root system is underground. It is present in the soil. I am saying in general. Don't think about exceptions. Say biology is one subject where every concept, for everything you will have some exception. If I say in all plants root is always underground, false. There are also plants which have aerial roots. There are also plants which never fixed with the soil. Got it? For everything we have exceptions here. So don't go into that details. Of course, you may not be aware about such details unless otherwise I explain here. But some people may have exposed to such kind of examples in their lower studies. That's why I am saying. So it is not general. So I said that root system is underground. It is a general thing. In most of the plants, this is the system. Now this root system originates from originates from radicle of embryonal axis. From where does it originates? A radicle of embryonal axis. Whereas shoot system originates from plumule of embryonal axis. So what is shoot system? Simply to say, it is the aerial system. The aerial system is called shoot system and underground system is root system. So shoot system originating from plumule, root system originating from radicle. What is radicle? Radicle is a growing apices of embryonal axis. What is plumule? That is also a growing apices. Apices means tip of embryonal axis. So embryonal axis, this is embryo. This embryo has an axis. This axis has two growing tips. One is plumule and the other one is radicle. The radicle gives rise into root system. Plumule gives rise into shoot system. Got the clarity? Is it clear for everyone? Now, let us go into some other details. Now, I think you got clarity about why some plants of angiosperms, say this angiosperms includes two groups of plants. What are they? Dicots and monocots. So, what do you mean by dicots? So, angiosperms includes two groups of plants. One is dicots and other one is monocots. What do you mean by dicots? Dicots are those where the seed contain only one cotyledon. Sorry, two cotyledon. Dicots are those where the seed contain how many cotyledons? Two cotyledons. What is the example I gave? Groundnut. There are so many. Don't go into all those examples. Just remember whatever the example that I am giving here. Understood? Don't go on asking, sir, is it dicot or monocot? So once if I open the chart box, then I'll see such kind of messages. So many. Already you started writing the doubts on the paper. If you look your paper, you can find it. Like already some of the students have prepared. I know it, because once if I start this kind of discussion, definitely we'll have so many kinds of doubts, like hibiscus, is it a dicot or monocot? Or China rose, hibiscus means China rose. Or they go on asking so many examples. There are so many examples. Understood? Just I am restricting only to few examples, because if I go on giving every example by today itself, that makes confusion for you. So I will inject examples slowly, one by one. First, I gave only about groundnut, because it's a well-known example. Everyone knows. Throughout the India, wherever you go, you can find groundnut. Throughout the world, wherever you go, you can find groundnut. Some people may call it as groundnut, and some people may call it as peanuts. Anything is same. Okay. So groundnut is one example. Do you know what is the botanical name of groundnut? Yesterday also some people were asking, day before yesterday. You were not starting scientific name. Yes, I will start. Slowly I will start. Not in one day. So do you know what is the botanical name of groundnut? Yeah, if you want to take the screenshot of this page, you can take it, and after that I'll go for giving examples. Yeah, I think it is completed. Now, Groundnut. Do you know botanical name? It is Arachis hypogea. What is the botanical name? Arachis hypogea. So don't start asking botanical name for every plant. I will give you one by one, step wise. Okay, don't expect that I am going to deliver botanical names of every plant by today itself. Slowly, by the end of our classes, you will be learning minimum some 200 to 300 botanical names. Okay, so don't worry. I will make you to learn this botanical name. This is groundnut, and I gave one example for even monocots. So groundnut is belonging to which kind of groups? It is dicot. So for monocot also we have some examples. One of the best example I said, it is paddy. Paddy means rice. You know what is the botanical name? It is Varija sativa. What is its botanical name? Varija sativa. And this groundnut belonging to the family Fabaceae. Which family? Fabaceae. Fabaceae is its family. Similarly, Varija sativa belonging to the family Poaceae. Poaceae is the family. Yeah. Now come back to the root system. Now today's class I am just discussing about the types of root system and its functions, and tomorrow we'll go with shoot system. Now if you look into the root system, the root system it is again basically two kinds. One is tap root system and the second one is fibrous root system. Fibrous root system. There is also another one, we'll discuss later. So taproot system, it is present only in dicots and gymnosperms. With respect to the angiosperms, in angiosperms only in case of dicots. What is taproot system? Here, look at the board carefully. Say, now look at here. Radical grows into a primary root. Now this is primary root. This primary root then forms branches of different orders. The first order is called secondary roots. Secondary roots. Now this secondary roots again forms the branches. The secondary roots again forms the branches. Now these branches formed from the secondary roots are called tertiary roots. Understood? So radical becomes a primary root, means main root. This primary root forms branch called secondary root. Now the secondary roots you can call it as lateral roots, and this lateral roots again gives another branch which is called tertiary roots. Simply we can call it as rootlets. So a root system with primary root, lateral roots and rootlets itself is called taproot system. What is it called? Taproot system. So taproot system contain primary root. What is this primary root? Primary root has formed from radical. So, in this case, radical, is it persistent or ephemeral? Ephemeral means temporary. Persistent means lives for a long time. What is it here? It is persistent. Persistent, you have to be very clear. Persistent means what? Long-lived. What do you mean by ephemeral? Ephemeral means short-lived. Okay, this is short-lived and this is long-lived. Now, in this case, radical, is it persistent or ephemeral? It is persistent, that it remains for a long time. That became a primary root, and primary root has given lateral roots and rootlets. Now, a root system with all this organization itself is called taproot system. Where do you see this taproot system? This taproot system is seen in case of dicots only, not seen in monocots. Among the angiosperms, only dicots have this taproot system. No monocot has it. Okay. So, this is about the taproot system. Is it clear for all of you? Yeah. Now, let us see about the next one, fibrous root system. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. This fibrous root system is seen only in monocots. What is it? Only in monocots. Nowhere, like dicots don't have fibrous root system. Very simple. Very easy to remember. No dicot contains fibrous root system. Be clear. Fibrous root system. Only monocots have it. So, in this case, now this is the stem, main stem. Here, radical is ephemeral. What do you mean by ephemeral? Short-lived. I already told. What about in case of dicots? Radical, is it ephemeral or persistent? It is persistent. But in case of monocots, radical is ephemeral, that it lives only for short period. Soon after its degeneration or disintegration, many identical fiber-like roots originates from the base of the stem. From where does they are forming? From base of stem. Now, this is base of stem. From the base of stem, many identical fiber-like roots are formed. Now, this total bunch of roots which appears like fibers itself is called fibrous root system. Understood? So, here radical is ephemeral, that it does not remain with the plant throughout its lifetime. But here it remains. In what form it remains? It remained in the form of primary root. Where? In case of dicots. But in monocots, what happened? Primary root, that is radical, is disintegrated or degenerated. Then many identical roots have formed from the base of the stem. Hence, it is called fibrous root system. Next, one more important thing, some plants have adventitious roots. Remember, adventitious roots. Let me tell what is this adventitious roots. Adventitious roots are nothing but if a root is formed from any part of the plant other than radical. Be clear. If roots are formed from any part of the plant other than radical, then it is called adventitious roots. So simply to say, this term adventitious indicates the site of origin of roots. What does it indicate? Site of origin of roots. If a root is originating from the radical, it is not adventitious. It is said to be taproot system. If roots originates from any part of the plant other than radical, then it is adventitious. So now tell me, what about in monocots? In monocots fibrous root system, is it originating from radical or not from the radical? It is not from radical, isn't it? Why? Because in case of monocots, roots are originating from base of the stem. Hence, even fibrous root system is also what kind of roots? Adventitious roots. So, all fibrous roots are adventitious in origin, but all fibrous roots are adventitious in origin, but all adventitious roots not fibrous in nature. Remember, the fiber indicates its nature of the root. Adventitious indicate origin of the root. All adventitious roots are not fibrous in nature, but all fibrous roots are adventitious in origin. That means what I am trying to tell you is, these adventitious roots you can see in some dicots and in all monocots. Got it? Adventitious roots can be seen in some dicots and also in all monocots. So all monocots have fibrous root system. This fibrous root system of monocots can also be called adventitious. Similarly, some dicots also have this adventitious roots. For example, do you know about banyan tree? Banyan tree. The hanging roots present in banyan tree. Do you know the botanical name of banyan? It is ficus. There is also species, Ficus bengaliensis, Ficus reticulata. There are so many, not required. Ficus is one example. Similarly, there is also another example called monstera. Monstera, it also has adventitious roots. Understood? So this banyan is a dicot plant, but it has adventitious roots, and these adventitious roots are originating from base of the aerial branch. Understood? So this is what you can see here. There are also adventitious roots which originates from underground part of the stem. Stem is also underground in some cases. So there are so many details are there. So I am not going to going into details of all those things. Just I am giving you basic information now. Okay. So now you can open the chart box. Yeah. Now you are allowed to ask your doubts. Okay, so I'll stop discussing with this, and I'll continue the remaining part in the next class. Now you are allowed to chat. You can ask now. You can ask your doubts. I'm waiting for your reply. So you can ask your doubts now. Yeah. How to find that it is monocotyledonous or just see the root system or see the cotyledon. If you find two cotyledons, it is dicot. If you find only one cotyledon in the seed, it is monocot. And see the root system. If it has fibrous root system, it is monocot. Taproot system, dicot. There is also so many other details. You can also find them based on their venation, based on the type of flowers. So many things are there. Just observe only two things, because much more details you are going to have in your offline classes. Karthik is asking one doubt. Coleoptile and coleorhiza are protecting part of the plumule and radicle are found in both dicots and monocots? No, only in case of monocots. Only in case of monocots. Some person like Calvin Joshua was asking what are lateral roots. They are the branches of primary root. Remember, branches of primary root. Okay. Who is that? Chaitrak. Yeah. Chaitra Shri Reddy. I am not able to understand your name. Thank you. Josnavi, can you please again explain adventitious and non-adventitious? Adventitious means if any root originates from any part of the plant other than radicle. Say, while explaining about fibrous root system, I said the roots are originating from base of the stem, right? That means it is not originating from radicle. Hence it is adventitious. Adventitious, the word itself indicates its site of origin. Got it? Who is that person asked? Josnavi. Yeah. Have you got the clarity now? Advantages of root system. Can we see our site, sir? I will tell advantages of root system in the tomorrow class. Okay. Functions of root system you are asking. I understood. Tomorrow I will discuss. Embryonal axis. It is the axis or a stalk, simply to say, present in the embryo that bears different parts. Embryonal axis is a axis means what? A stalk like structure. So on which there is a plumule, there is a radicle, and there are two cotyledons. Yeah. Adventitious, I told you example. Ficus, where are you, man? Anshul. I told you example. Banyan is one example. There are so many. This is enough now. Where does the taproot develop from? I said it is developing from radicle. Pushpavarshika. It is developing from radicle. Okay. Chalapati Korra. Thank you. Good. Dicots is also an example for almond. I told you, no, you people start asking me so many examples, so many plants. Almond embryo is present. Yes. Almond. There are so many. Cashew nut, you know, is a dicot. In cashew nut, if you break the cashew nut seed, how many parts you are going to get? Two pieces. Okay. So whenever you get two pieces from the seed, you can say it is dicot. Next, I cannot see that behind you, sir. Oh, you want to see? Okay. So what is epicotyle and hypocotyle? I'll tell you later. What for you need all those details, man? Huh? I'll explain. I said only I'm giving only basic things, whatever that required for our present discussion. You want what is epicotyle? Then if I tell definition of these things, then other people gets confused. So of course, as you are asking and you are enthusiastic to know, I'm just giving you for you only, not for all. Epicotyle is nothing but it is the portion of embryonal axis present between plumule and cotyledons or cotyledonary node, or simply to say portion of embryonal axis present above the cotyledon is epicotyle, below the cotyledon hypocotyle. You don't need all those details. You will be getting these details, in our offline classes. Okay, don't worry about it. Which root grow longer to soil underground water, to get underground water? It is taproot system. Yes, it's a good question. Taproot system. Good. Who is that? Saujanya. Okay. Next. Sheshu, sir, I am studying it now, so I am asking it, sir. Okay, no problem. I am there to clarify any kind of doubt. Sir, if primary root dies early, what type of root system develops? Okay, if primary root dies or degenerates, then adventitious roots originates. If the plant is such kind of, if plant has such kind of adaptation. Okay. So you are saying today class is good. That means yesterday and day before yesterday and last week and before that, was it bad? Mr. or Miss Balakrishna? So I don't need all such compliments. I know what to give and what not to give. Okay, anyhow, good. Anyhow, you are following and you are understanding, that itself is a great thing. So that shows your interest towards biology and interest towards your goal to become a medico. Okay, that's good. Okay, anyhow, so I think all your doubts were clarified, and we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. Oh, your class is, this is your first class. Oh, that's great, man. So you joined only today. Okay, no problem. So from today onwards, you just try to keep your concentration only on the class. Okay, so you'll have much more details from today onwards. Yeah, so we'll meet again tomorrow at 11:40. Thank you, bye.